Continuing coverage on the saga that is federal student loan debt. I'm senior neighborhood reporter Bobby Portavant. And in just a few days, the federal government is looking to collect on borrowers who are in default on paying back their federal student loans. And on Wednesday, I introduced you to one of the local borrowers here in town who shared their story and their perspective on it all. Now I'm introducing you to an expert who is sharing some of that advice and their thoughts on it all. And I'm also personally walking you through the process to make a payment.
When we did our most recent poll a few months ago in the fall, around half, a little over half, 56% of borrowers continued to make payments, even when there was a pause in repayment. Around 46% made most or every payment. When the grace period ended in the fall, the number of people who did not begin to make payments, those are the people who are going to be most impacted, especially if they've not started payments by mid-May.
But where do you even start to try and make a payment? Dr. Hensley recommends that borrowers start with studentaid.gov. And as a borrower myself who hasn't made a payment in a few years, I'm taking you through the process to make a payment starting on studentaid.gov. All right, come on over. Let's see how long it takes me to get through the process. Login page right here. And I had to reset my password and kind of go through that process, which took about 10 minutes. It's just asking me to confirm some contact information. All right, everything is updated. Now that we know how much I owe, let's see if I can make a payment. There we are. Also, keep in mind there are options on here like what's the best student loan repayment strategy. All right, so my income-driven repayment plan is in process, so we'll kind of wait to see how long that takes. But this whole process from start to finish took me about 45 minutes. Now, I did find my loan service provider, which is Nelnet on studentaid.gov. I went on over to their website to make a payment, even though it said my next payment wasn't due until next year, which is odd, but I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I wasn't going to be in default come May 5th, and I also wanted to safeguard my credit score. And speaking of credit scores, experts really want you to go ahead and try to make a payment if you can before May 5th. They say this could really help ensure that your credit score is not impacted. Reporting here in Waco, I'm senior neighborhood reporter Bobby Portavant.